Okay, hi everyone. Hello, hello, testing. Okay, can you guys let me know in the chat box if you can see me, you can hear me clearly, you can see my screen, if you can hear my voice? Someone just say hi in the chat box so that I know that I'm not just talking to myself. Hi. Thank you, Nina. Okay, thank you. Hi everyone. Hi, Alfred. Hi, Kumar. Hi, Sasan. Hi, Labialu. I don't know if I'm pronouncing your names right, but hello everyone. Hi, okay. Good that everything's working. I see the chat, it's working fine. Screen should be working fine. You guys can hear me loud and clear. Okay, give me. Okay, never mind. I'll do that later. The disclaimer. Okay, hi everyone. Today we're gonna do a live analysis session, right? So today's the 28th of April, reaching the end of the month. What a live analysis session is basically, I'm gonna pull out TradingView later, and then we're gonna look at the charts to see what's good, basically. I'm going to show you how I do my analysis, but please do not copy my analysis because I can still be wrong. I am human, just like you guys. I am not a machine. My win rate is not 100%. Definitely not 100%. So please do not copy me blindly. You are only here to see the markets from a different lens, okay? Like I'm just showing you my perspective of how I would usually do my analysis. Okay, disclaimer. I'm gonna leave you guys here later for a few minutes to read the disclaimer, and I also need to go turn off the fan in the background. I don't know if you guys can hear it, it's very loud. Okay, anyways, the disclaimer here, reminder to everyone, this is not any kind of signal group, not any kind, this webinar should not be construed as any form of investment advice, financial advice, any form of signal to buy or sell. Okay, I know that's very contradictory to say because today's a live analysis session and we're going onto the charts and I'm basically showing you how to get a setup. I'm basically telling you where to get in, where to get out, where to exit. But that is purely for you. Please take it as an observation. Please take it as purely for educational purposes. It's definitely not a signals group, okay? This is not a signals group. Legally, I will get in trouble, okay? Please do not copy me, okay? That's the disclaimer. Okay, so I'm gonna stay here for a minute or two so you guys can read through the disclaimer. In the meantime, I'm gonna go turn off all the background noise. Yeah, we'll continue in a minute. Okay, I am back. Um, yes, so introducing your host, you guys already know me. I think majority of you here are regulars. Um, Basically, my name is Cassandra. You guys can call me Cass. I am an investment analyst and a prop trader. What does that mean? Okay, that means that I am in the markets a lot. I study the markets, I analyze it, I backtest, I do forecasting, and I write a lot of articles on the markets. Okay, our entire firm, Everest Fortune Group, we are based in Singapore. We have been recognized as the finalists for the best forex and best equity research for multiple years running. So you guys are in good hands. You can ask me anything in the chat box. Don't be shy. Don't even feel like you are delaying the webinar, because the whole point of IC Markets doing these webinars for you guys is so that you guys have a place to go to, so that you have a place to go to so that you can ask a professional trader, someone who's in the market a lot, tell them your challenges, and then hopefully I can guide you through it. Okay, so just ask me in the chat box. Anyways, there's not a lot of you, so you don't even have to worry that you're delaying anything. Yeah, other than that, because I do spend a lot of time on the charts, obviously I would be a prop trader. I would be very worried if I spend that much time on the charts and I'm not a prop trader. But yes, I have passed a lot of prop trading tests. These prop trading tests usually require you to do 10% profit within a month. 10% profit to me is not exactly very hard. It's not bad. It's quite doable, and I do that exactly how I'm going to show you guys today. Okay, so agenda for today is to understand the key approaches, the cheat sheet checklist. Okay, and then we're going to go to the live charts. Anyway, the key approaches is on the live charts. Okay, give me a moment to just... Okay, so this is the cheat sheet. Okay, this is the cheat sheet that I usually use to help me get my setups. For those who don't already know it, I'm gonna do very quickly because I want to spend more time on the charts. I realized I used to spend a lot of time on the cheat sheet and I end up not having enough time to look at the charts. So first thing first, I am a trend trader. What that means is I need to know if price is going up or price is going down. Okay, if it's going up, then I look for a buy. If price is going down, then I look for a sell. Okay, it's that simple, right? Because if it's going down, I want to follow the waves down. If it's going up, I want to follow the waves up. It's that simple. So how do I do it? I use a trend line or a channel. Through a trend line, I need three touches for it to be three significant touches for it to make sense. Four touches for channels, two on top, two at the bottom, and horizontal levels. Okay, so either pull back, overlap, swing high, swing low, whatever it is. Yeah, whatever it is, I need horizontal levels that will end up becoming my entry, my stop loss, my take profit. I'll look for any chart patterns, whether just triangle, double top, double bottom, head and shoulder, whatever it is. Any death or golden crosses, any natural moving averages, stochastics and RSI to look for bounces, reactions, and divergence. And then we're going to use correlations. Basically, correlation is taking two different charts and coming in with the same results. Okay, so if I see that USD is going up, that means I think that the euro is going up and the US dollar is going down. That means that DXY should also be going down, because DXY is the chart that tracks the movement of the US dollar. Okay, once I'm done with that, we've got the reversal, we've got the breakout, and yeah, that's about it. I don't want to spend too much time on this. So yeah, thank you everyone. Let me pull out the charts. Give me 1 minute to pull out the charts. Where are my charts actually? I seem to find my charts. Just give me 1 minute, guys. Oh yes, excuse my constant coughing. I don't know, I keep falling sick. I think it's because I have two very young kids. They're not the cleanest, they put random things in their mouth, then I get sick. Okay, so can you guys see my screen? It should be, oh, why is it back here? No. Okay, let me stop the sharing. Hold on. Okay, can you guys see my screen? It should be trading view now. Let me know in the chat box if you guys can see my screen because I don't want to be charting and nobody can see what I'm doing. Yes, Cass. Okay, thank you so much, Alfred. Okay, so you just the usual XAU USD, EUR USD if we have time, and ETH USD. Not going to spend too much time explaining because I'm going to try my best to finish all three charts today. And then let's see. Okay, just one look. Looks like both the trades worked out really well, right? Who was here last week? Can you guys let me know in the chat box who was here last week? I know Nina was here. I know Alfred. I'm not sure about the rest. Kumar, Wari, Luca, John, were you here last week? Sasan, were you guys here last week? Joash, Neil, yeah, I know you were here last week. Okay, so why I asked if you guys were here last week because I want you guys to help me verify that I did not change anything. Every single week I come on this charts, I do this live analysis session, I set up my charts and then I don't change anything. Then the week later, I come back and review it. Okay, so let's look at what was done last week for gold. It looks like so I took you guys last Tuesday, right? So I'm gonna replay back to last Tuesday. So last Tuesday, we were on the 1 hour chart because I couldn't get a setup. I said, and I remember this quite clearly, my thoughts for gold is that it's gonna go up. Okay, go up back to this swing high here. So let's see if that played out. I mean, just now it looked like it played out. Okay, it went up. Yep. So you got your entry. You got your entry. This is the entry. The entry worked out, but it looks like it didn't hit the take profit. Did it hit the take profit? Oh, it did. Nice. Okay, I did not. Okay. So entry was here at the white line. Okay, or even lower than the white line. It can be anywhere within the red box, but more specifically, I was aiming for the white line. I was sorry for about the illness, Cass. Wishing you a quick recovery. Thank you, Alfred. Okay, so entry was the red box, but more specifically, I was aiming for the white line. So let's say you got in at the white line, price kind of went up, didn't hit the take profit and came back down. It almost touched the stop loss, but didn't touch the stop loss and shot up and hit the take profit. So this was a good trade. This was a 1 2 3. Oh, this was such a good trade. I don't know if I got into this trade. I don't think I did. Okay, I don't think I traded last week. I haven't been trading a lot because I've been falling sick a lot. My kids are taking a lot of time from me. But yeah, I'm still doing this analysis because it's part of my job. But this was a good trade. I won't say if anyone got into this trade because you're not supposed to be copying me, remember? Okay, so you guys are not supposed to be copying me. So if I had gotten into this trade, right? If I had gotten into this trade, This would have been a 1 to 3 kind of trade, meaning that if I have $100,000, okay, 1 to 2.5 at least. Yeah, 1 to 2.5. If I have $100,000, I would have made at least $2,500 to $3,000 on this trade. Okay, and I was only risking $1,000. So this was a good setup. This was 1 out of 3. Wait, I only did 2, right? Last week. Did I do EUR USD? I don't think I did EUR USD last week. I don't know. Let me see. Okay, doesn't matter. Okay, goal worked out. Let's look at, I don't think I did EUR USD last week because if I did, I would have put an arrow, right? So you see, with gold, I put this green arrow here. This was the directional bias of what I thought was going to happen. I see the green arrow here with ETH USD as well, but I don't see the green arrow with EUR USD. So I don't think this was done last week. Was it done last week? I'm not sure. Those who were here last week, let me know. Okay, so let's do a replay from last week for ETH USD. When we were doing this, I said that price will come here. I remembered. So question, do you think based on spread it would hit stop loss? I took this but made a trailing stop loss, so earn 100 pips. Oh, not bad. I took this. Thank you. Don't copy. I'm not giving you guys signals, okay? This is not a signals group, but yes, I will ignore that. I think because of spread, it would have hit. You're right. For sure. Let me see. Actually, no, I don't think it would have hit. It looks really close, right? It looks really close. But it's not that close. Sorry, guys. Sorry about the constant coughing. Okay. So price went as low as 4768 or 4767. Price, the stop loss based on this exact stop loss. I mean, I don't know if you guys followed this exact stop loss. If you followed this exact stop loss, I don't think you would have been stopped out. I think you would have missed it by a little bit. I think it would have been very, very close, even with spread. Because, okay, guys, I need a minute break to go and get warm water. Okay, guys, I am back. So sorry about that. I went to look for cough medicine, so hopefully it works. Let me just, I don't even know whose cough medicine is this. It was just lying around. I'm in my office, by the way. I'm in one of my businesses. So if I didn't tell you guys just now in the introduction, I'm not actually a full-time analyst and a prop trader. I am actually a full-time entrepreneur. So I'm right now in one of my offices. I see medicine around my office. I'm just taking it. Just give me a sec. Okay, hopefully that works. Yeah, I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong, because I personally don't use IC markets for my trading. Okay, the reason why I don't use IC markets is not because I don't use any broker at all, because I'm a prop trader. So I use whatever the prop trading firm um gives me, but I don't use IC market per se. But can you guys let me know? I don't know what your spreads are like. Remember, I am just being invited by IC markets to do this educational webinar for you guys, but I'm not actually from IC markets. Okay. So I don't think it would have been stopped out, but I think it would have been very, very close. Thanks for highlighting, Nina. It looks like it would have been very, very like we're talking about really, really close, depending on the spread. Okay. But I mean there was no way to avoid it because this was a wick. That's the thing about gold. The wicks are really long with gold. This wick was like this was a $30 wick. This wick ended at 4791 and the bottom of the wick was like 4767. That's like a $25 wick. Okay, so this is a super long wick. It's really hard to avoid these kind of things. I think a lot of times with trading, a little bit of luck is also needed because I can't be putting my stop loss way, way below and giving it so much breathing room and my risk to reward becomes bad, right? The risk to reward also needs to make sense, right? And the risk to reward also needs to make sense. Okay, so I think this would have been close, but I don't think you have been stopped out. Okay, the next one. Okay, it didn't help. Medication did not help. Um, this is ETH USD. Yeah, I did expect this to work out. Okay, this was a no-brainer trade. I remember telling you guys this last week. I said that this Ethereum trade looks like a very no-brainer trade because why? It has been moving in this very nice upwards channel for a long time, right? It's been moving in this channel. Now it's reaching the bottom of the channel. So what's the next place? It's going to go top of the back channel, right? So this was a no-brainer trade. I thought this was a high level trade. This is a high level trade and it worked out perfectly. Hopefully we get more of those. And Ethereum, I really don't remember doing this. But anyways, it didn't work out. Okay, so let's redo everything today. I've got half an hour. I should be able to, if I don't over explain, I don't spend too much time explaining, I should be able to do all three. I know we say not to copy me, right? I always tell you guys don't copy any of my trades, but I know you guys are excited to see what I have to give you guys. Okay, let's start with gold. I still think gold is going up. I mean, where else would it be going, right? Even if it's a channel. Yeah, even if it's a channel, right? So how channels work is it reaches the bottom, now it goes to the top, now reaches the bottom, and then now it goes to the top. Even if it's a channel and price is going up and needs to turn back, there's still a little bit of room left for price to go up. Okay, if it wants to turn back, it can turn back later. If even if I got the directional, even if I got the direction wrong. So I say that gold is going up, but what if my directional bias is wrong? If my directional bias is wrong, then it's okay. Gold can still go up for a little bit and then later on turn back. Okay, so right now I think there's a little bit of room for gold to go up too. Question is, where do I get in? Where do I get out? Where do I put my take profit? That is the major questions in trading. That is the major, major question in trading. Where do I get in? Where do I get out? Okay, this is a very nice. I really love trading on gold, and I really love trading on EUR/USD actually, because EUR/USD and gold, they tend to follow technical analysis structure very well. They tend to follow technical analysis structure very well. Okay, so we've got a very nice trend line here. Remember what I said, need 3 touches. So 1, 2, 3 touches, even 4 touches is 4 touches here. So I'm happy to believe that price is going to continue moving above those 4, moving up. Okay, let's try to draw a channel to see what the next resistance is. Okay, so we're ideally aiming, this is going to be my entry, okay? This is going to be my entry. I'm going to always keep a zone for my entry because it can be anywhere within this green box. But more specifically, I'm aiming for the blue. Okay, where do I get out? I will always get out at the next swing high or the next swing low. Okay, sorry to bother, but XAU is at 4623 now. Oh, thank you for highlighting. Sorry, I used the replay button just now and I'm still in the past. Oh, good thing we didn't. I used the replay button and now we're in the past. Oh, okay. Well, good thing we didn't get in on that buy because I would have been wrong. Look, it did a breakout. It did a breakout on the other side instead. So good thing, good thing this didn't end up working out because I would have been wrong. This is why backtesting is so important to see if your strategy is working out or not. You need this replay button. I use this replay button a lot. Okay, so no, that changes things a lot, to be honest. Um, that actually really changes things a lot. Give me a moment. I'm still biased for it to be a buy. I just don't know if it will hold the position. Okay, so I'm going to look for my buy entry here. I'm going to explain why I'm choosing this green box in a while. Just give me some time to do the analysis and then I'll explain why. This is more important for the newcomers. Okay, 1, 2, 3. I guess this will work. One, two, three. I don't know what medicine I just swallowed, but I stopped coughing, so okay. Yes, I'm happy with this green box being my entry for the buy. I'm still a little bit more biased. Again, I can be wrong. I'm gonna remind you guys 100 times. I can be wrong. Please do not copy me. Okay. I'm biased that it's a buy. Why? Because we go back, although it looks like it's a sell, right? It looks like price is going on a downtrend like this. Could it be a downtrend from here? Sorry. I redrew it and I think I don't think it's a buy anymore. Okay. I'm gonna give you two scenarios of what I think is gonna happen. This is gonna be my buy or sell entry. Okay, because just now I had reason to believe that price was going up, but when I looked at it again, it's looking like it's a sell. Okay, so I'm not gonna decide whether it's a sell or buy. I'm gonna let price decide whether it's a sell or buy. You never decide what price is gonna do next. Price will tell you what it wants to do next. If a breakout happens here, I will be confident to get in for a sell. If it fails to break out and you see a lot of reversal signals, then I think I will be happy to go in for a buy. Okay. So it really depends on what happens when price gets here. Okay. It really depends on what happens when price gets here. I'm gonna pull out all the other things. See, it's very conflicting because now the moving average is saying that it's a buy. But when I look at the daily, it looks like it's on a downtrend channel. Okay, so again, we're not going to decide what price wants to do. I mean, we're not going to decide if it's an up or buy. I'm going to let price tell me what it is when price reaches this green box. Okay, so the stop loss is going to be either below or above, depending on whether it's a buy or a sell. So I don't like this kind of setups. I really don't like this kind of setups. For me, I like it when the setup is very clear, directional bias is clear, I know where to get in, I know where to get out, everything is clear. But at this point of time, this is one of those setups where you need to come back and look at the charts later on. Okay, which I don't like this kind of setups. I don't have that kind of time to come back and look at the charts because like I said, I have multiple businesses and I have two young kids. So for me, this is not a setup that I would get in. I'm definitely not going to get in. Whether this works out or not, I am not getting in because I don't have the time to come back and review this later. Okay, so I think the buy or sell is going to be this green box. The stop loss will be either up or down. That's one thing. And the take profit will always be the next swing low or the next swing high. So assuming I get in or sell, the next swing low is here, right? Take profit. Assuming I get into the buy, the next swing high it could be here, but that's really very far-fetched. That's really aiming for a lot. You can just aim for one on the micro level. So you can go down to, yeah, see? So if you go down to the daily, sorry, the 1 hour, you will see it here. See, there's already conflicting information because even the 1 hour is saying it's a sell, but the 4 hours is saying it's a buy. So there's already conflicting information. This is one of the trades that I really do not like getting in on. Okay, so stop loss and take profit depends on whether it's a buy or sell. I'm not gonna leave one, but this is one of those buy or sell trades. Okay, so then the next thing I need is stochastics, RSI. I don't really see any chart patterns. Let me pull out stochastics and RSI. Everything I'm doing is literally whatever is on the cheat sheet. I am not doing more or I'm not doing less than whatever is on the cheat sheet. I don't see a divergence. Okay, I don't see a divergence, but one thing I do see is that for gold, it looks like it's reaching a bottom. Okay, it looks like it's reaching a support. So if it reaches a support by right, it turns back and this is the low. So even right now, stochastics is showing that it's a buy, right? But certain things are showing it's a sell. That's why it's conflicting information. Okay, so again, let the price decide whether it's a buy or sell. No clear entry for gold. Gold, you have to come back, wait for price to get to the zone, and then decide again whether if it's a buy or a sell. Okay, So that's all I have for gold. Let's see Ethereum. Hello, people who just joined. I see more and more people joining. You guys I have 20 more minutes left with you guys, and I have to go head to my next webinar. Um, Let me see what are you telling me? Ethereum, what do you want to tell me? Do you want to tell me that you want to go down? I hope you're telling me that because I want to buy at a discount. Okay, so I don't think Ethereum is done with its upwards move. Okay, because Ethereum has reached a resistance here, right? It has reached a resistance and it could not break the resistance. Look, it was having a hard time going higher, which understandable considering what is happening in the world. Okay, it's having a hard time going higher, but if it was really weakness in the market, you would see a very strong rejection. Okay, like this, for example. This is a very strong sign of rejection. It's a very strong sign of rejection. But you can see Ethereum pulled back a little bit, and now it's back again at the same zone, trying to retest. So there is strength in the market, but it's just not strong enough to break the 2,400 area. Okay, it's not strong enough to break the 2,400 area. Okay, so for Ethereum, I am a little bit biased because I've already done analysis on Elliott wave. My Elliott wave analysis is actually showing me that Ethereum will eventually go down in price. Again, I could be wrong. Ethereum will eventually go down in price. But right now, it just needs to, you know how price is moving in a zigzag pattern? Right now, it's just moving in that zigzag pattern where it's pulling back up first. I don't know where it's going to pull back to. I think 2,000, even maybe even the 3,000 areas. Once it's done pulling back, it will eventually shoot down again. Okay, I still think we're on a downturn trend for Ethereum. I think we're on a downtrend for Ethereum. Therefore, but not right now, not right now. So therefore, there is still a lot of movement upwards. What I want to see from Ethereum right now, is it breaking this red? I'm gonna put it as red and not green because I like to think that resistance is red and supports are green. Okay. It needs to break this red box before it can go high. Okay. So I need Ethereum to break this red box. I don't think it's a sell. I'm biased that Ethereum will go up a bit more, okay? But before it goes up, it needs to break this red box. If it cannot break this red box, it cannot go up higher. Even if it cannot break this red box, then it will probably pull back a little bit and then come and try again at a later date. Pull back a little bit and come and try a little date and then finally it breaks. But I think it's definitely going to break this red box, whether it's going to be today or it's going to be next week or whenever it is. I think Ethereum will definitely break this red box, but it's just when. Okay, so it needs to break the red box before I can consider getting in for a buy. Okay, then my stop loss will be here, provided it breaks the red box. Provided it breaks the red box. If it doesn't break the red box, then there is no trade. Showing a sell. Oh, I'm on the wrong time frame, guys. Okay, there you go. Yeah, I'm happy with this. I am happy with this, but it needs to break the red box. Again, it needs to break the red box. Breaking the red box will give me a lot of confirmation. Don't worry about it breaking. Every time price breaks, it usually a lot of times comes back and retests that area before going back up. Okay? because price is constantly moving in a zigzag pattern. Remember that, okay? That's all you have to remember. It's good that price is moving in a zigzag pattern because if it doesn't move in a zigzag pattern, then you won't have opportunities to get into the market. If price was just shooting up in one direction like a rocket, then where do you even get in? You can just get in at any random time and still make money, right? But that's not how the market works. The market is constantly moving in a zigzag pattern. So once it breaks, it will come back and retest and do that zigzag pattern, and then it will continue up. Okay? Provided it breaks. Okay, so that's all I have for. That's not all I have for Ethereum. I need to pull out the other stuff. RSI. Don't see divergence. Oh, do I see divergence? There is a possible divergence, to be honest. Just a very small one. Don't worry. I'm just like you guys. I don't remember everything. There's no way for one person to remember everything. So even for me, I still Google my answers, okay? Okay, if price is going, this is price, if price is going up, but on the oscillator it's going down, okay? You guys see this? Price is going up here, but on the oscillator it's going down. Do you see that? Okay, if price is going up, but on the oscillator, it's going down. This is a type A strong reversal signal. Divergence are very scary because divergence, a lot of the time, is accurate. Not every single time, but a lot of the times when I spot a divergence, it ends up being accurate. Okay, so the question now is there going to be a possible trend reversal to the downside soon? Same, stochastics is showing the same thing. Price on the chart is going higher, but both the oscillator is going lower. Okay, I don't like this. I really don't like this. I'm going to call Ethereum a no trade, a no setup, because it's too dangerous to call a move. Okay, you see how the moving averages is telling that it's a buy, right? If the green is above the white, it means that it's a buy. It's really that simple. If the green is below the white, my Ethereum is at 2286. Okay, there you go. Thanks, Nina. Is Nina the only one still paying attention? Nina keeps pointing. Okay, you know why? Because in the start of the webinars, I will always review the charts from last week. So I'll use the replay function. I'll use the replay function, but I keep forgetting I'm at the replay function and I'm on my old charts. Okay, we should be correct now. Today's the 28th of April, right? Okay. Yeah, see, it wasn't even a buy. This was a sell. Hey, so I'm glad that we replayed it. I'm gonna call a sell for this now because information changes so fast. In the event You see how crazy RSI and stochastics is? I said that a lot of times when I use stochastics and RSI, they end up being accurate. What was RSI and stochastics telling me just now? It was telling me that it's a sell, right? That's why I was questioning my buy. I was like, wait, something's not right because why are the oscillators telling me it's a sell? Okay, true enough, price drops. RSI and stochastic is so like it's so good if you know how to use it. It's so good when it's accurate. Okay, so changing my analysis because we're seeing different things now. If price breaks this red zone, I'm happy to get in for a sell. Sell to where? Sell to here. Just a very short trade, and then stop loss is just above the red box. Okay, provided it breaks the red box. This will be a really good setup still. Let me take one of those spots. Depending on where you get in, it can be anywhere from 2.5 to 3. 2 to 3. Okay, so depending where you get in, obviously aim for as high as possible. The higher you aim for the entry, sorry, the higher the entry is, the better. Okay, there you go. Okay, so this is what I have for Ethereum. I hope this works out. I mean, I really hope this works out. You know why? Because I am looking to get in on Ethereum for a buy. I'm not talking about buying, trading Ethereum. I'm talking about buying and holding Ethereum. I'm just waiting for it to dip. Based on my Elliott wave, it can dip to below 2000. And once it dips to below 2000, I'm going to buy a lot of Ethereum. I'm going to hold it for long term and I'm going to hope it goes back to $6,000. Okay, because my style of like I'm other than being a prop trader, I'm also an investor. So as an investor, these are things that I don't want to look at. I want to buy it, I want to keep it, I want to forget it, and then hopefully one day when I wake up, it's $6,000 and then I take my take profits. Okay, so this is what I have for Ethereum. I think in terms of whether this will work out, I think it's a medium setup. I'm not very confident in it, but yeah. Okay. EUR USD still doing it's still undecided yet. Okay, so again, remember I told you EUR USD for the longest time is just going, it's actually in a downtrend. But we're talking about the weekly time frame. It's actually on a downtrend, right? It looks like it's on an uptrend, but it's because it's uptrend pulling back up and now it's reached the resistance. Now it's time to go back down. Okay, so I think for EUR USD, it's done with that pullback. I think from here, we're gonna probably see it slowly do the zigzag down. Okay, but again, for the 100th time, I could be wrong. So naturally, I'm going to look for a sell for EUR USD. But obviously, we have to see what everything is saying, right? I can't just be looking for a sell, but everything is showing me it's a up. Like, see, like this. EUR USD is showing me it's a up on the 4 hours. On the weekly, it's showing me it's a sell. On the daily, it's showing me that it is what is it showing me on the daily? No clear directional bias, honestly. No clear directional bias. Because remember I said, okay, the cheat sheet, when you're looking for a channel, right? Let me show you guys. When you're looking at a parallel channel, you need 4 touches, meaning you need one at the bottom, two at the bottom, two at the top, right? So it needs to do this. It needs to do 2 at the top and 2 at the bottom. You see, with what's happening with Ethereum, EURUSD right now, there is 2 at the top, right? We cannot deny that. But is there 2 at the bottom? Remember, it has to be significant, right? So there's 1 here. This is not really counted because it's too close to the last one and it's not very clear. So there's 1 here and there's 2 here. But this, you cannot consider this as the second one because this move may not be complete. Okay, this move may not be complete. What if it just breaks out from here? If it breaks out, then give me a sec, guys. I need to really drink some water. Okay, I don't know how I'm gonna do my next webinar with this in this condition, but yes, this is not complete. Okay, I won't consider this a complete move. So you cannot say that this has 2 at the top and 2 at the bottom because this is a question mark. Is this done? Is this move completed? Okay, so right now, I would say if I'm looking at the daily, it's not really giving me clear signs of whether it's an up or down. I would say it's forming something, but the formation is not complete yet. Okay, so another one of those buy or sell trades. Okay, why do I have to come up with a buy or sell? Because on the weekly, it looks like it's reached a resistance and it's possible for a sell from here. But on the 4 hours, we can clearly see it's so clear. It's clear as day that it is moving in a nice uptrend channel, right? You guys see that? So based on that, it should reverse from here, right? Based on this channel. The question is, I don't know if it will, but I'm just gonna come up with something anyways. Okay, if I need to come up with something, I won't say force an analysis, but based on what I see on the charts, this would be it, right? If it really breaks my stop loss, that means the weekly time frame was correct. Okay, if it doesn't break my stop loss and it reverses from here, means that we can continue using this channel for right now. Because remember, the 4 hours is so small relative to what we're looking at on the weekly. On the weekly, 1 candle represents 1 week, right? So even though on the weekly, price is moving, it's definitely moving on a downtrend, right? Because 3 significant touches, even though it's moving on a downtrend, technically it still has room to go up before it continues down. Okay, technically it still has room to go up before it continue down. So calling a buy on a small time frame wouldn't hurt, to be honest. It wouldn't be too contradictory. So I think there's a possibility of a buy here. Possibility. Yeah. Moving averages saying that it's a buy as well. If I see RSI and stochastics showing me that there is a divergence, I'm immediately going to back up from this setup. Okay. No divergence. I don't see divergence. This is totally accurate of what the charts are doing. See, on the charts, it's going down, which is pulling back. On RSI, it's also pulling back. Okay, divergence is when the charts and the oscillator is showing 2 different directions. Okay, it's not showing 2 different directions, so I don't see a divergence. I'm happy with this. I think honestly, this could be a high probability setup. Okay, so I think price might just bounce from here, but we'll need to see what's gonna happen in a few hours or by next week when we review this again. We're talking about 1 to 3 setup, 1 to 2.5. A good setup, risk to reward is good. I'm happy with this setup. Okay, so let me see. We can do a correlation. Let's look at DXY. DXY. US dollar currency index. You can just randomly choose one. IC markets doesn't have one. Oops, removing everything. Okay, so what are we doing? We're calling for a buy for EURUSD. That means for DXY, it needs to go down. If EURUSD is going up, means DXY needs to go down because they're the opposite correlation, okay? There's an inverse correlation and on the exact same time frame. So when I'm looking at the 4 hours for DXY, do I see that's going down? I mean, I guess it's moving in a downwards channel. I mean, it's a moving in a downtrend channel, trend line. So possible, but it looks like there's a bit of room left for it to go up and then come back down again. But directional bias is pretty okay. Mm, I would much prefer to have seen price being here right now, and it's time for a reversal. Why? Because on the EUR/USD charts, if we're using based on this channel to make our decision, right? Based on our channel, technically price should be reversing right now, right? It should be reversing because we're already at the entry right now. But for DXY, it's not looking like this is the entry. It looks like maybe there's a bit more room for it to move up first. Okay, we shall see next week if this worked out. Okay, that's all I have for you guys this week. Hopefully, you guys learned something from me. I want to say hopefully this trades work out, but I cannot say that because you guys are not supposed to be copying me to begin with, right? You are just here to learn, just see from a different perspective of a trader. So what I hope from you guys joining my webinars is that I hope you guys learn something. That's more important. You see from a different perspective, you learn something, and yeah. Okay, so that's all I have for you guys today. See you guys next week, same time. Bye everyone. Take care. Hopefully you learned something from me today. Okay, bye.